second championship match. He'll be playing in the finals. Will he be playing against Miko Heki of the Czech Republic? Or will Conley Woods survive as the lone American through to the finals? 5 Americans got into this top 8, but there's only one left in the top 3.
Yokohama, I'm finalist.
You want to win this time?
Yeah, I want to be champion.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah, Minamura is very, very aware of that Yokohama finish. He was not happy with the way that one ended. We're going to move Woods and Heki up to the top table. That way we get a good overhead camera shot for you. Whew, 2-0 in favor of Woods, 3-0 in favor of Minamura. These could be some pretty quick semifinals.
Well, this has been a fairly brisk weekend tournament-wise.
It's true. Both
we
limited format
hour and a half ahead of schedule each day.
Hour and a half ahead yesterday.
Yeah. It's a very
All
fast
right.
format.
Well, let's talk about the guys we've got in this last match. Conley Woods, Fort Collins, Colorado, the lone American left of 5 who started this top 8. He's 22. He's got some pro points from some Grand Prix.
So I was talking to him over lunch. He's qualified for about 7 or 8 pro tours.
Really?
He's got a very high rating.
Okay.
He basically doesn't lose in the state of Colorado. Continues to do well at GPs. He's continually qualified on rating.
Okay.
And has just not been able to travel. He's been qualified for a lot of the foreign pro tours.
Okay.
And really hasn't had because he's qualified on rating, is not getting the free
he's not
airfare.
getting a free plane flight. Sure. So, yeah, PTQ winner this time, got the airfare, and here you go. He's a full-time student. This is the second time he's played on tour, with the first being Worlds last year.
He does the MTG Cast podcast.
Okay. Yeah, 6 Grand Prix money finishes is a pretty nice number.
Yeah, writes a weekly Magic column. And is a really interesting rogue deck designer. He had the extended Geddon deck for the PTQ season. He qualified in New Mexico for this Pro Tour, playing with Thoughts of Ruin and Johnny Vengeant and Boom Bust. Now, not a card you were seeing in extended.
That's true. No, it was not. His opponent, Miko Heki, 22, playing in his first Pro Tour ever. So these two guys, 3 Pro Tour appearances between them,
Yeah.
1 previous to this. Heki is 22. He's also a student. He's from Prague in the Czech Republic. Qualified via Grand Prix top 8.
Right, that was in Rotterdam, I guess.
Yeah, former member of the Czech national team as well. There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend other than the main event tournament itself. If you're in the site, there's often a huge crowd sort of in the middle of the floor, sort of between side events, between where the main event is, because there's a circle of Magic Online computers set up, and there's a Magic Online live series. Have you seen the prizes for this thing?
It's unreal. Antoine Rowe was so excited to qualify for this.
Yeah?
He said it's better than a Grand Prix.
Yeah, so Magic Online live series. First place, $2,000, plus a complete premium set of online cards, presumably your choice of sets. Second place, $1,000 cash and a complete non-premium set. Third and fourth, $500. Fifth through eighth, $250. Oh, and 36 boosters, 18 boosters.
Right.
So, bunch of product online, bunch of cash. Now, what giant elaborate qualifying series to get into this thing, and you have to.
So the really difficult part about qualifying for this is getting up early enough to be online for one of the 8 spots in 4 different tournaments that fed this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, the format here was pretty simple. They ran 8 booster drafts with the top 2 qualified.
Magic Online booster drafts.
Magic Online, right. So there's a circle of 8 computers. You're playing on Magic Online. And it's a marketing thing to sort of remind everybody that Magic Online exists and show people, what it's like to draft if they haven't had the chance. That's a lot of prize money. I mean, if you're a good Magic player, basically, yeah, the trick was get in line because they put the tickets on sale an hour before, and I heard 4:30 this morning there were people lined up.
The last qualifier was this morning. It might even be going on right now. And it was, there was a line at 4:30.
So, I mean, $25 to play for your share of $5,000? Sure. Why not hang out in line for a couple hours? Get ready for that. This is they're going to do the 8 championship today. That's going to happen. We'll actually be awarding the first prize during the award ceremony for the Pro Tour itself as well.
It's going to happen again in Austin.
Yes.
It's going to happen again at Worlds and I think at Gen Con.
U.S. Nationals.
U.S. Nationals.
U.S. Nationals. If you guys want to come, you can get online for this. Gen Con is going to be PAX and Austin. The details are to be determined, but
Sure.
this is
Get there
supposed
at like
to be
3 in the morning.
Now, to be fair, I was talking to Mike Gills, who's the guy running the thing, and I mean, this was the first event they've done of that, and it was it's the learning event. Let's try it out. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long they're going to take, how hard it is, how the logistics work, and so they know more than 32 people are interested in signing up for this thing. So they'll go, they'll take a look at the schedule, they'll try to figure out. I think the details of exactly how it's going to work at these other events they're going to be worked out when those guys get back to the office. But there will be a live series at all the big Magic events this year, Nationals, Gen Con, PAX, Austin, sort of everything stateside is going to have this. Definitely something to look out for in terms of side events.
Sure. How do you like in your sneakers?
That is another thing well worth talking about. Risewear is having a shoe design contest. You were wearing them, right? You don't have them on right now.
I don't have them on right now.
All right, so it's a company out of Portland, I believe, and the idea is that they crowdsource sneaker designs. So you go to the website, there's a contest right now, and basically the idea is take a bunch of Magic imagery and design shoes, and then whoever wins the contest, they will produce those shoes, they will sell those shoes, and if you win the design contest, you get $1,000 and an uncut sheet of foils.
And there's, I guess, some more Magic art assets you get to work with.
Right. Yeah, Wizards actually already gave the company a bunch of art assets, so they put together prototype shoes, and you saw, I think there were, 100 pairs of the prototypes. It's like Gravestorm, sort of a pink zombie thing. I don't know if they had any actual Magic players involved. I mean, they're still kind of cool.
They're very cool. I like them. I'm happy to wear pink shoes.
Fair enough. You enjoy. Yeah, they do look pretty cool. June 16th is when the contest ends. So
Apparently they've gotten a pretty great response to that so far.
Really?
I hear there's a lot of submissions in already.
Why not?
Wayne talking about it earlier today.
If you've got any artistic sensibilities, you get a bunch of art images, you can win $1,000. So that's going on. And then the third thing that's going on around here this weekend that's sort of separate from the main event itself is those are the Planeswalkers. On display, there's an Xbox set up sort of outside the feature match arena. That game now does have a release date. It comes out June 17th. That's also known as a week from Wednesday. So a week from Wednesday, those are the Planeswalkers available. 800 Microsoft points, which works out to be about $10. And the thing is, there's a redemption code. I don't know how many people realize this, but if you buy Duels of the Planeswalkers for your Xbox, you get a redemption code that you can send in for an alternate art foil Garrick.
Yeah, which is awesome too.
Wizards will just mail you a foil Garrick if you spend $10 on Duels of the Planeswalkers. So, I mean, foil Garrick for $10 seems like a pretty reasonable deal straight up. Oh, by the way, you get this whole video game to go with it. So, lots of stuff going on. It's a cool-looking game, too. I mean, if you've gotten a look at it, the thing looks really sharp. Looks like our players are now ready, so we're going to go back to the semifinals. It's going to be Conley Woods and Miko Heki finding out who will play Kazuya Minamura in the championship match.
I only had one mountain, that's why I had to cycle.
All right. There you get a look at the semifinalists. Conley Woods leads 2-0. Conley Woods is on the right of your screen. He's got the coat. He's got the 5-color control deck sporting a Caldera Hellion and a Lavalanche. I heard him describe his deck as one kiss of the Amisha away from being perfect. He likes 5-color. I mean, he doesn't force it zealously, but, I mean, if it's there, he's moving in. He sort of starts out sort of maybe Grixis, maybe Esper, but happy to switch into 5-color control. Got the signs here and went that way. Miko Heki has a Bant deck. He sat down trying to force blue-white aggro, first picked a Death Duelist. He got a decent collection of, it's maybe a little more 3-colorish than he set out to draft. Right, his mana base is 5/5/4, so pretty evenly spread. But good, solid, aggressive, white, green, and blue weenies. Some tricks.
I know you do.
Has not been able to keep up with the card quality of Conley Woods, though.
No, he was really nervous. He felt that Conley had a mulligan to 5 against him.
Right. Well, I mean, I think his game is win before Conley can stitch his mana base together. Right. You see Conley 2 mana for Armillary Sphere. They're both mountains, so it may take Conley Woods a turn or two to put his mana together, and Heki just needs to go creature, and smash him before Woods can get to his expensive stuff.
But talking to him before the semifinals, he was very nervous about going creature. Oh, they moved the Armillary Sphere with Band Charm.
Absolutely.
Very nervous about Branching Bolt.
I think you just have to...
Perhaps a little too much, though. I don't know. But.
You can't live in fear of that. Okay, so now here comes Panorama. So Woods is still sitting on 1 land. He's going to be able to Panorama for a second one. But, yeah, Band Charm on the Armillary Sphere, pretty tight, smart play there from Miko Heki. All right. Deaf Duelist is in Hefke's hand.
Right, which
Comes
turns on
down.
his Hush Blade.
Turns on the Hush Blade. Now he gets to attack for 3. Yeah, I feel like Branching Bolt, sure, it can hurt him, but Caldera Hellion can kill him, and Lava Land can kill him.
Well, he
And
was worried about all.
if you slow play and try to play around those cards, you just give him time
Sure.
to draw any one of them. So I think you can't win if he draws mana and bombs.
And he seems to have gotten the message loud and clear. He dumped down a Deaf Duelist and a
There you go.
Court Homunculus this turn.
Yeah, just charge. Come out, smash him as fast as you can, look up and hope you dealt 20. I think that's how Hefke's supposed to play this, and it does seem to be, like you say, exactly the way he's playing this game. Yeah, we didn't get to watch the first 2 games, but our man on the floor, Rich Hagon, says that's how he played the first couple as well. It just didn't work.
I'm sure he has an exalted guy in hand.
So, what are you going to do? Woods has a couple more mountains in his hand. He does have the Caldera Hellion, but wow. So, doesn't look like it's going to work this game either. Gaming Minotaur comes down. That'll potentially block either the Duelist or the Court Homunculus. Also potentially keeps the Hellion around as a 4/4. Yeah, you just take this, right? Take this.
He's already at 15.
Yeah, but now you can land Hellion and wind up with a 4/4 when the dust settles.
No bombs.
Okay. Yep. That's
Well-
exactly what Conley does.
What's that? Yeah, it's already screen. Gotta try. And he's looking over going, ah! Oh, shakes his head. Oh, no. Yeah, I think they played it right.
Last thing standing is a 4/4 Hellion.
Played it right, but it's a 5-color deck. Can get its mana and get to its bombs. This is why people are so in love with drafting 5-color.
And Caldera Hellions in general.
Sure, that's a good one. Crystallization turns off the 4/4. Yeah, and then the way Woods has got his deck built, he's done some really smart things with it. Was that Flesh Former on, what, 3 colors? 3 colors. Woods has a bunch of cards in his deck like Ridge Ranner that aren't normally very exciting, but like from this position, it's awesome, right?
Yeah. No, he considers those cards his finishers.
Yeah.
He pointed to the 2 Ridge Rannets. He pointed to the Grixis Slave Driver.
2 Pale Recluses as well.
He's got 2 Pale Recluses. All of those cards were sort of his finishing package.
Right.
Along with
If you think about it, there's 4 or 5 different giant cycling monsters where early in the game they can participate in the whole hey go get my mana portion of the festivities. Late in the game they're pretty big.
I thought one of the interesting things that Conley did while building his deck is he one of the last card choices he made was he really wanted to play with Trace of Abundance. And it gives him all 5 colors.
Right.
But it's a base green and then red-white hybrid enchantment. And he really felt like he had to bend his mana base to accommodate that green.
There's only like 2 green cards in his deck,
There's only
right?
2 green cards. He had 2 Pale Recluses, but again, he wants to be able to get a Plains with those. He doesn't necessarily want to have to get the Forest. And in the end, he decided to cut that card and play a Cycler, which he sort of called quasi-meta-fixing.
Sure.
He's like, I'll just play a Cycler, not a land Cycler, but...
So that's where the second Ridge Ranner came in?
No, that's where the Volcanic Submersion came in.
Oh, nice.
So that was the last card that went into his deck, and that's the card that carried him through into the semifinals.
It was
against
so
Kibler.
good against Kibler. He won game 1 entirely on the strength of Volcanic Submersion targeting the border post.
Right.
Took away Kibler's blue
and
mana.
taking a Scepter of Dominance another 2 times.
Right.
Was key.
Smart. Yeah, I've been really impressed with Conley all day today.
He now has his domain online with that border post.
Oh yeah, that's the blue. So Flesh Former's going to start eating things.
How many kills supposed to have?
You saw my deck list.
Cards?
4.
I mean on your hand.
Oh. 4 of them.
4 of them, yeah, that's bad.
Conley Woods up 2-0. He's already swept the board with Caldera Hellion.
8.
Wave Skimmer Raven comes down.
Attack for 3. Attack for 2 with my frontline Sage.
9.
Conley is down to 9 here.
6/4 or killing Sage.
flesh warmer here. Nope, just
Yeah.
pick off the sage.
Yeah.
Get him for 4.
Go ahead.
12 to 9. Wave skimmer comes over for 3, right?
Yep. Maybe.
Maybe more? 6 mana. What is that? Enlisted worm.
Real good.
What's a cormorant? Wow.
This game has changed dramatically.
Enlisted worm is good.
Hello.
Definitely one of the best uncommons in a very powerful set. Yeah, all of a sudden,
6. He can
Flesh
survive
warmer
the
doesn't
attack step.
Flesh Former doesn't eat any of those. Avalanche is not for enough, is it? Like an Avalanche for 5 right now. Yeah, that would get the job done.
Charge 1.
Even branching bolt's not quite good enough. I don't think he doesn't have redundant green mana, does he? He may actually take a game, despite the Caldera Hellion.
Again, we're coming out really getting a lot of damage in under the...
Right. There's a Screecher on our still sitting in his graveyard too, right?
Oh, yeah, there is. So he's got lethal on the board right now.
Yep. I mean, Flesh Former can pick off the Screecher, but that is not exactly the way Conley wants to spend his time.
Looks like Conley does it with Grixis Charm, but he can't, he's not going to be able to do.
Yeah, he needs to do 2 things. I mean, you saw Enlisted Worm, Cascading Cormorant. He needs to sort of respond by doing 2 things of his own. Attacks with the Flesh Former. It's interesting. I like it.
More cards.
Should Heki block? Heki's on 12. I don't think you're supposed to block here. Conley is rooting for a block, but... Heki's tempted. Does block. So, can he spend 5 and then still have Grixis Charm mana? No. Yeah, it looks like is that a bluff?
Go ahead.
Funny. Looks like that was just a bluff. Stray.
The parasitic strikes off Fairy Mechanist. I guess he was hoping he'd put the Enlisted Worm in the
I
way.
play Landless too.
Yeah, probably.
Because the problem is, if he
I don't think I did.
uses
I play
his mana to
Landless.
kill the Esper Cormorants, then
He
he's
dies
just
to the
finished
other
off
stuff.
by the
Cards.
4.
finished off by the Enlisted Worm and the Screecher. Draw 5 cards off by Enlisted Worm. His Majesty.
I think this is just get Screecher back.
Check.
Like, alright, I can't figure out how you can answer all of these, so yeah. Miko Heki
A well-timed crystallization.
got one on the board. Woods now up 2 games to 1. Heki's still got a long road back, but he's on the scoreboard, starting to feel a little bit better. Yeah, Woods explains that he said I needed you to block with an Enlisted Worm. Right.
We've had that worm every game.
Well, tell me about it. Red, big, Hellion.
Yeah, Heki's still worried about this matchup.